Hello, all, very good morning. Shall we start up? Let me. Okay. Whatever we discussed so far, that one comes under like basics of your manual testing. Okay. So whatever we are going to discuss, this is nothing but like administration portion comes into picture. Administration, testing, management. Okay, management portion. Remember, it's like 2 or 3 years you are having experience. These topics not at all required. If you are having more than 5 years or 6 years or 7 years, then only these topics will be helpful for you. But it doesn't mean it's very easy. It's not at all difficult things. Okay, but you can learn so many things process oriented. Okay, it will be very simple. Okay, so let us suppose any of the company they're planning to come up with. Somebody want to come up with some company. Okay, so by putting some milestones and goals, so he will be having some intention, right? So he is coming up with some company means he should be having some objectives, some goals, some milestones. You are join testing course. Why? You will be having some objective. You have to get the job, or you have to settle down your career, or something like that. Exactly. Somebody plan to come up with some company means who should be having some objectives. If you take any of the organization, so many departments will be there, like testing, Java, .NET, finance, security, like that. Administration, management, like that. So many departments you will come across. Okay, so each and every department they are coming up with means there should be some objective, right? There should be some intention to come up with that department. Exactly, testing department they were framed. They should be having some intention. So the intention of testing department is like you have to test the applications properly and deliver to the client. Okay, deliver to client. Okay, that is what the objective of your testing department. Okay, so all this one you have to describe means under test management portion you will come across 4 different steps, 4 different documents I can say. Okay, so those are nothing but like test policy, test strategy, test methodology, and test plan. So under test management these are the 4 documents you will come across. We go one by one. Test policy. In your testing department, this is very high level document. This is topmost document. So this is nothing but like your organizational level. Your company level document. So normally who will come up with this document is quality analyst. Sorry. Quality analysts come up with this document. Sorry. What exactly this document contains is objectives, milestones, and goals of your testing departments comes here. This document defines milestones, goals, objectives of your testing department content. So this is nothing but like test policy. It's very simple. So this is company level document come up by quality analyst. This document will be prepared by quality analyst, and so defines milestones and goals of your testing department. Okay. So this document majorly contains 4 different steps again. So testing definition, testing process, testing standards, and testing metrics or measurements. Okay. So test policy document contains these are the 4 different phases: testing definition, testing standards, testing process, and testing metrics. We go one by one. Our first class, I believe I don't want to come up again. What is testing? Verification plus validation. Okay, verification plus validation. So testing standards, you might be here like CMM level company or ISO certified company or Six Sigma, Fortune 500, like that. So many standards you are having, right? So those are nothing but like testing standards. Okay. So they were come up with like CMM level 5 or CMM level 4 or Six Sigma or Fortune 500 means what does it mean? They should follow some standards, right? So depends on the standards they were following, it will get certified. Okay, once we finish test policy, test strategy, test methodology, and test plan, we'll be taking up like CMM, what is CMM, what is ISO certified company. So what are these standards? That time you will get to know. As of now, you can remember like depends on the standards company followed by. Okay, it will get certified. Okay, sorry. So these are like if it is small scale organization, it should not exceed 1 defect for 250 lines of code. In any of the programming language, you will come up with code, right? So each and every instruction you can consider as 1 line of code. Okay. Sorry, each and every line of code you can consider as each and every instruction in your program you can consider as 1 line of code. Okay, so it should not get exceed more than 1 defect for 250 lines of code. If it is big scale organization like CMM or Six Sigma, this kind of companies means 1 defect for 2500 lines of code. Okay, it is big scale organization, it should not exceed more than 1 defect for 250 lines of code. These are the standards company have to follow. Okay. Then you can go for like testing process. Sorry. Any of the company if you go for means most probably this is the kind of process you will try to follow. Okay. Testing initiation. Normally test initiation done by your test manager or project manager by considering which types of tests you have to perform for this application. Okay, your project manager or test manager initiates your testing process by considering which types of tests you have to perform for this application. Means which types of tests you have to perform is, again, it depends on the type of the application. So how many types of applications were there? There are 4 types of applications. I have discussed yesterday, I believe. Or for you means, for this batch means last week. There are 4 types of applications. Those are nothing but like 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier and n tier. Also you can consider as client server applications and web based applications. At that point of time, I could have told you like how differently you will test web based applications when compared to client server applications, right? So sorry, if it is client server application, so you can go for like usability testing and functionality testing. You don't want to go for security testing or performance testing. If it is web based application, okay, so you can go for like first security testing. Your, if it is web based application, primary focus will be there like in security testing. Primary focus should be in security testing. Okay, so that is web based application, right? So across globe anybody can access, but hackers or viruses or something like that you could have here, right? So by considering all those factors, so security plays major role for web based applications. So first priority goes to security testing, then you can go for functionality testing, then usability testing, and finally if once your application gets stable, then only you can go for like performance testing. So what is the prerequisite for performance testing is your application should get stable, then only you can go for performance testing. Okay, so again it, but some applications if you take like I can say like banking applications. Banking applications again web based applications, right? So those banking applications little bit different considerations you have to consider when compared to like other banking applications. So what are those considerations? You cannot click back button or forward button, or you cannot right click, you cannot copy paste, you cannot take screenshot, and you cannot keep more time idle. Okay, if it exceeds more than 2 minutes idle, so your application give you session out warning. So these rules not applicable for other industries, other applications, so only web based applications. So if it is web based like this, if there are any special considerations your application is having, so different, so to compensate that one, how different types of testing you have to go for. Okay, so by considering all these factors, your test manager or project manager initiates your testing process. Then your team lead or test lead will come up with like test plan. Okay, so before starting the project, development team will be coming up with like development plan. How many releases, when each and every release starts, when each and every release ends, for which release, what are the features you are going to develop. Okay, that is nothing but like development team will be coming up with. According to their development plan, they will be developing the application and sending it to you for testing. Once you get application, you have to deliver quality application. Means how exactly you have to test. Okay, so which types of different tests you have to perform, so which are the suspension, and like the so many factors are there. Okay, so in order to deliver quality application means you have to test that application properly. You have to test that application properly means you should come up with test plan. What is the test plan? So our next topic is like test plan. There you will get very clear picture. Okay, so as of now you can remember this is the stuff. Okay, so this is nothing but like test plan. So once your type manager initiates testing process, your team lead will come up with like test plan. Okay, so for delivering quality application to the client. Sorry. Okay, so that is nothing but like your test plan. Then test design. Okay, then what is your next job is test case design, or also you can consider as test design. Here who will involve is your test lead, test engineers or team members gets involved in this place. Okay, so what test engineer will do is he will be analyzing the requirements and coming up with creating test cases. That is what his responsibility here. So test engineer gets involved in test design phase and he will be analyzing the requirements and coming up with creating test cases. Okay, once he created test cases, then onwards whenever you are getting release, you will be able to execute all these test cases against that latest release. Okay. So once you come up with creating test cases, that one what you can call it as like test suite, test case suite. Okay, the test suite you will be able to execute against latest release. Okay, this is nothing but like test execution. Okay, test execution is nothing but like your regression testing. While performing regression testing, if you find any mismatches, what you have to do? You have to report those mismatches to your developer. So that is nothing but like okay, bug reporting and tracking. That is nothing but like bug reporting and tracking. Okay. Oh, sorry, one important thing I forgot. Bug reporting, there I have to tell you like tracking also. Bug reporting, what do you mean by tracking? Okay, you were raised as a bug to developer. So developer received that bug, he is going through the steps and he is understanding that bug. But he is having some doubt. He is not get clarified what is exactly the bug you are talking about. Then at that point of time, he can come back to you. Okay, so he can come back to you about help about that bug. So at that point of time, how many ways he can come back to you is like there are so many ways. Over chat he can come back to you, over mail, over phone, over quality center itself. Sorry. Okay, so what are for bug reporting and tracking, there are so many tools like quality center, Bugzilla, Jira, ClearQuest. Jira and Bugzilla, these are open source tools. Quality center and just give me a second. Just a second. Hello. Hello. Bala here. Tell me. Yeah. 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 Tell me. Okay. Yeah. Do one thing. I'm right now in class. Okay. You message me your email. You message me your email ID. I will forward you the details. Okay. Fine. I'm in class. Okay. Yeah. Tell me. Yeah. Consultation right now. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. I'll provide. Yeah. Real time price I will take and I will provide. Yeah. Okay. I have more than 9 years of experience. Currently I am working as a test manager for MNC. Manager. Okay. So just message me your email ID, I will forward details. Okay. Okay, then fine. Thank you. Yeah, bug tracking, right? Okay. So once you raise a bug, in case he is having some questions, he can come back to you over phone, over chat, over email, or whatever the tools I said like Bugzilla, Jira, these two are open source tools. Quality Center and Quality Center is from HP, ClearCast is from IBM. Even these two tools also people were using. So any one of the tool you can get for bug reporting and tracking. Okay, so there wherever you are raising, there is a one field you will come across like comments. Okay, that is also another way he can come back to you. That one I will explain it in detail like bug tracking. Quality Center will be discussing, right? Quality Center. So at that point of time you will get a very clear picture about bug tracking. I will show you each and everything. So as of now you can remember, so one comments field will be there. Through that comment fields he can come back to you with questions. You can reply back. Again he is having more clarifications, means he can again come back to you. Okay, so this one, whatever the communication process going on in between the in between you and developer. Okay, in between the developer, you and developer. See, the thing is like whatever the communication going on between the status new to closed in between you and developer, that communication you can consider as tracking. Okay, so whatever the communication going on between the status new to closed between you and developer, so that one you can consider as okay, so whatever the communication going on between the bug status new to closed in between you and developer, that communication process you can consider as bug tracking. Okay, so that is nothing but like bug reporting and tracking. Okay, so I said like there are 4 ways, but in all these 4 ways what is the best one? Tracking there, like in Quality Center. If you talk over phone, you may forget after a few days. If you chat over communicator, you may delete. Or similar thing, similar case with your email. If you communicate over email, you may delete after a few days. Okay, so the best way is like okay, so tracking there itself in your bug wherever you are reporting. That is nothing but like bug reporting and tracking. Okay, so bug reporting who will do? The test engineer. So you got one release, you will be reporting the issues whatever you found to your developer. Developer try to fix and he will come back to you. Okay, these 2 cycles will be repeatedly happening until whole application gets ready. Sorry. Okay, once, that means like before taking up the project you made agreement like 3 years. Okay, so at the end of the 3 years you could have finished your project, then you are ready to release it to the customer. Okay, so before releasing it to the customer sorry. Okay, okay, so before releasing it to the customer, what you have to make sure? Whether your application met customer expected quality or not. In case your application met customer expected quality, means then only you can release it to the customer. So you have to estimate your application met customer expected quality, means again here testing metrics portion you will come across. That is our next topic. There I will explain in detail. So as of now, so your manager try to estimate like whether your application met customer expected quality or not. So at that point of time you can close your testing and release it to the customer. That is nothing but like test closure. Okay, so during test closure what you will do is your project manager try to analyze whether your application met customer expected quality or not. Here I have a very basic question and very important. Is it possible to deliver 100% quality application? Yes or no? Is it possible to deliver 100% quality application? Not possible. Instead of telling not possible, you use your question, are client requirements stable? Once upon a time making call, your requirement. Nowadays SMS, MMS, 2G, 3G. The client requirements itself not stable. So how can you say this application is 100% quality application? For today, client requirement are this one. So you can say this application is 100% quality application. But tomorrow, client requirement going to change. So at that point of time, your application again needs to be modified. So it's not possible to deliver 100% quality application. So it depends again. If client requirements are stable, then it's possible to deliver 100% quality application. But client requirements themselves not stable, then you cannot say like this is quality application. Okay, so 95 to 97% of the test cases got passed, and meanwhile 95 to 97% of the test cases got bugs got fixed. Test cases got executed fine, and 95 to 97%, 98% of the bugs fixed. Then you can consider this as a quality application and can release it to the customer. Okay, and can release it to the customer. Okay, so this is nothing but like test closure. Okay, so the idea is like very important into question. If you go for into it, they will get a chance. It's not that much difficult, it's very easy, but you try to remember your testing process gets initiated by your test manager by considering which types of tests you have to perform. So again, the types of tests how he will pick up is like depends on the type of the application. Okay, then your team lead will be coming up with like test plan. Then your type as a test engineer, you will be going through the requirements and will be coming up with creating test cases. Once test case is portion done, creating the test cases done, then you can go for like test execution. So under test execution, you will be performing regression testing. While performing regression testing, if you find any mismatches, you can consider it as an error and report it to developer. That one you can consider it as like bug reporting and tracking. This test execution and reporting, these two cycles will be repeatedly happening until whole application gets ready. Then at the end of the project, at the end of your contract, your test manager considers different factors and try to look for like whether your application met customer expected quality or not. Then if he feel like your application met customer expected quality, then he can release it to the that product to the customer, or he can, but it's not met means he may postpone. So this is nothing but like the testing process you will be following. Sorry, this is nothing but like your test policy you will come across like 4, right? So testing definition, testing process, testing standards, and testing metrics. What is metric? Measurement. Okay, testing metrics are also you can consider as measurements. Okay, also you can consider as measurements. Okay, so how do you measure milk? Liters. Exactly how do you measure quality? With the help of metrics. Okay, there are 3 types of metrics you will come across. Those are nothing but like test management metrics, quality assessment metrics, and process capability metrics. Okay, so 3 types of metrics you will come across: test management, process capability, quality assurance. We go one by one. Test management metrics are nothing but like tester's level. Okay, so as a tester, what are your daily roles and responsibilities? analyzing the requirements, creating the test cases, performing regression testing. That means like test case execution, bug reporting and tracking, meetings, status calls. Okay, so like that, these all are your major roles and responsibilities. So how many test cases got created for today? How many test cases got passed? How many test cases got failed? How many test cases got executed for this release? Okay, like that, which all are the roles you are performing? It depends on the project. You may report to your team lead like weekly or daily. For your project, they are following weekly, so you can consolidate that week's report and send it to your team lead, or daily. So for today, what are the tasks you perform? That one you can consolidate and send it to your team lead. Okay, so this one, what our team lead will do is he will try to consolidate reports from all of his team members and generate consolidated report and send it to project manager. Okay, so test management metrics are nothing but like simply numbers. Okay, higher management position, if you go for, they will be always looking this guy how many test cases got executed, how many bugs, how many, that one like numbers they will be looking. Metrics are nothing but like numbers. Okay, so higher management, they don't look for your count is 10, another people count is 5, so he will try to motivate 10 guys only, but who got 5 points, they don't consider. He executed only 5 test cases, let us suppose, but his application is complex and his test cases are more complex, like 10 test cases who are executed, those are very simple test cases, like 5 steps or 6 steps you will come across. Who he executed 5, for him the test case steps you will come across like 40 or 50. Still he executed 5 test cases, but another guy is having only 5 or 6 steps, he executed only 10 test cases. He executed 10 test cases, but higher management get recognized this guy only 10 test cases executed, but 5 test cases got executed. How many issues he faced, they don't consider. That is the problem in the IT industry. Okay, always they look for count, whose count is big, that's what they will look for. Okay, whose count is less, they don't consider. How many issues they faced or complexity of that bug or that test case, they don't consider. That is the problem. Okay, so like that, you will consolidate your report and send it to your team lead. Your team lead will be consolidating whatever the reports he got from all the team members and send it to project manager. Okay, so he will send weekly and release by release wise, weekly and release wise. Okay, so for this is 1 month, right? So your project manager will be having at the end of the project. So like this, every release your team lead will be consolidating report and sending it to your project manager at the end of the project. So he will be having all those reports, right? So by referring all those reports, he will try to estimate like whether your application met customer expected quality or not. Okay, means 95 to 98% of the bugs fixed, 95 to 98% of the test cases got passed, then those reports giving you that much clear picture, then you can consider it as a quality application and release it to customer. Okay, so this is nothing but like quality assessment metrics. These are project level to assess whether quality reached or not. That one how he can assure? Only the thing is like he received release by release reports from team lead, right? So all those one he will try to consolidate and come up with decision whether you want to release it to the customer or not. These are nothing but like quality assessment metrics. Process capability metrics finally. Okay, so these are process oriented. You just finished your college life, you were entered into the organization. So normally if that is the case, they will provide you organizational level trainings. Okay, then they will provide you like small project they will assign you for that project. Like the slowly the activities they will be assigning. Okay, so here my point is like that means like for getting into first project and understanding and getting expertise, how much time it will take? 2 years, let's suppose. For second project it doesn't take that much time. Okay, it will definitely reduce. Third project, fourth project, fifth project, sixth project. So 10th project means you don't want KT itself. Okay, you can directly KT. What is KT? Knowledge transfer. Knowledge transfer. Okay, so it's not required. Okay, so it depends on purely process oriented or nothing but like purely experience based. Okay, what are the project you are working? First time you were faced some issue, you have to identify what is the root cause and you have to resolve means it will take too much time. Okay, so second time you are faced, how much time you spent first time? For second time definitely gets reduced. Third time, fourth time, fifth time, the time will be reducing, right? So 20th time what you can do, without producing that error you can prevent. Okay, so those are nothing but like process oriented process capability metrics. Means monitoring old project or old release failures and taking precautions in those areas for coming up with projects or releases. For coming up with projects or releases. Okay, so that is nothing but like testing metrics. Okay, monitoring and measuring old project failures and taking precautions in those areas for coming up with projects or releases. So those are nothing but like process capability metrics. So these are nothing but like your test policy. Test policy is of 4 types: testing definition, testing process, testing standards, and testing measurements. Testing process initiated by your type manager. So each and everything you are aware of, right? Okay. Testing definition is nothing but like verification plus validation. Testing standards, big scale organization means 1 defect for 250 lines of code. 2500 lines of code. If it is small scale organization means 1 defect for 250 lines of code. Then 3 types of metrics: test management metrics, testers level purely. So how many test cases got executed, created, how many bugs raised, how many bugs passed, how many bugs reviewed, how many bugs closed. Okay, those are nothing but like test management metrics. Quality assessment metrics. So your team lead will be consolidating report release by release and sending it to your product manager at the ending days of 3 years. Like you'll be consolidating, you'll be estimating whether your application met customer expected quality or not. So this is nothing but like your test policy. Okay, so then this is nothing but like your test policy. Then your next document is like test strategy. Test strategy. Okay, okay. You were joined for testing course. What is your objective? You have to get the job. That is what your objective. That's what gets defined here in your test policy document. In test policy, the objectives and goals of your testing department gets defined. You have to get the job. That is what your test policy. You have to get the job means you should follow some process, right? You should follow some steps. What are those steps? You have to take training, you have to prepare well, you have to prepare your resume, and you have to attend interviews. Then you have to clear your interview and you have to get the job. These are the steps you have to follow. You have to get the job means you don't get job simply. Exactly, those are the milestones and goals you have to achieve means you should follow some steps, right? Those steps gets defined here in test strategy. In test policy, objectives and goals defined. How to achieve those objectives and goals? Those objectives and goals gets defined here in test strategy. Okay, so this is again company level document come up by quality control. So as I said, like how to achieve objectives and goals defined in test policy, define comes up with in test strategy. Those steps they'll come up in test strategy. Okay, so here you will come up with so many steps. Remember, you don't want to remember all these steps. If you remember, that is better. If you don't remember, you can leave it up, absolutely no issues, but overall idea you try to remember. What is very high level, what is test strategy, what is test policy, that is what if you are aware of, that is enough. Okay, so in test strategy again you will come across 15 steps. 15 steps you will come across: scope and objective, business issues, testing approach, test environments, testing metrics, test automation, communication and status reporting, defect tracking or debugged communication, or then testing and automation tools. Then you will come up with like risk and mitigation, contingencies, and configuration and change management, training plan. Like this, around 15 steps you will come across in your test strategy. We go one by one. Okay, scope and objective. So what is the scope of testing, what is the objective of testing? That's what gets defined here in scope and objective. Means in your application, which are the features, which are the modules, which are the components you are getting. All those components, all those features, how exactly you have to test. Okay, so you are testing that application. What is the objective of that testing? That is what gets defined here in scope and objective. Okay, what is the scope of testing each and every feature in your application, and what is the objective of that testing gets defined here in scope and objective. Okay, that is nothing but like your scope and objective. That is nothing but your scope and objective. Then business issues. Normally in business issues, your test managers, CEO and very high level management people gets involved, but you don't get involved. So business issues are nothing but like how much budget you are getting from client, what is the budget you are getting from client, and how much budget, how much share in that budget goes for development, and how much you have to share for testing department. Again, it depends on like if you remember like your first class, what is development to testing ratio? 1 developer 10 testers, 1 developer 10 testers. Okay, so but that is not the case for all the applications. That is for high visibility applications, but normal applications 7 developers 3 testers you can come up with. Okay, 7 developers 3 testers, that means 70% of the share goes for development, 30% of the budget goes for testing. This is what your higher management people try to involve, not you. Okay, so this is nothing but like business issues. Okay, during manual testing, during white box, black box testing, usability testing, easy to use, there you have to feel comfortable your application is easy to use. Means what you have to do, you have to make sure whether they were followed Microsoft 6 rules or not. What are Microsoft 6 rules? Control should be well known to end user, control should not be truncated or overlapped, control should provide complete description, initial letter should be capital letter, spelling needs to be checked, and finally systems menu. Then only if they are following these rules, then only you can feel so this application is providing easy to interface, easy to use interface. Okay, so like that usability testing you have to perform means you have to follow Microsoft 6 rules, you have to test it out exactly. If it is web based application, For web-based application means they should follow W3C standards. W3 means WWW means World Wide Web. Okay, so World Wide Web Consortium standards, whether they followed or not, that is what you have to test. So what are W3C standards? One example I will tell you. Once you click on link, minimum 1 second, maximum 12 seconds it should take. It should not get exceed more than 12 seconds. Whether they followed that rules or this is one rule I said. Okay, like that so many rules were there. So for coming up with each and every element, say some attributes, some properties, some parameters they should use, right? They should follow some standards. So those are nothing but like W3C standards. Okay, so you have to perform performance testing means whether they follow these standards or not. This is nothing but like your testing approach. Okay, usability testing means Microsoft 6 rules. Performance testing means W3C standards. Okay, they should follow. So this is nothing but like your testing approach. This is nothing but like your testing approach. Okay, then test environment or test bed. You have to apply for job. What is your prerequisite? You should be a master's or bachelor's degree you should be having, and one more thing is you should be, your age should be like minimum 18 years. Then only you can apply for job. Okay, at the age of 60 or 65 you can retire. That a post you can say. Okay, exactly. You have to start your testing. So what are prerequisites? You have to get computer. That computer needs to be configured with the latest application, latest build of the application. Then you should be having domain knowledge. You should have trained on that area. Then you should have created test cases. You should be having test cases. Okay, then only you can start up with your execution. So this one you can consider as test environment or test bed. This one you can consider it as test environment or test bed. Okay, so that is nothing but like in order to start our testing. So what are the prerequisites? What is the environment required? What is the bed? So that is nothing but like test bed. That is what gets defined here in test environment or test bed. Okay, so whatever the application you are working for, that application, in order to go for testing, what are the factors you have to consider? What is the approach to go for testing? Okay, that's what in detail gets defined here in test automation. This one I will explain you in detail, like once that day we are starting with automation, that day I will explain you in detail. Okay, so as of now you can remember just like test automation is nothing but like okay, the approach, the factors to be considered to go for automation, and each and everything they get defined here in test automation. Okay, so that is nothing but like test automation metrics. Test management metrics, quality assessment metrics, and process capability metrics. Okay, we already explained this one. Whatever you are coming up with in test policy, here also you got same. Okay, so for any of the project, freshers will be having more numbers. Software engineers will freshers. You have to say means okay. So freshers means 6 or 7 team members as freshers, 2 or 1, 2 or 3 software engineers, 1 or 2 senior software engineer, 1 team lead, multiple projects, 1 project manager. So each and everything who will take care? Your project manager will take care. So how many freshers require, how many developers require, how many testers require, who will do what exactly once he recruit. Okay, so roles and responsibilities also he won't be the guy assigning. So that is nothing but like roles and responsibilities. Okay, so that is nothing but like roles and responsibilities. Okay, so your project manager is the right guy for recruiting all the employees and assigning roles and responsibilities for them. So that is nothing but like roles and responsibilities. Defect tracking. So for defect tracking I told, right? So during bug reporting and tracking, okay, so what is the terminology you will get a chance to use? So high, medium, low, or critical, major, minor, or fix it up immediately, fix later, just UI issue, like this. Okay, like this, whatever the, what is the communication, what is the different terminology you have to use for this application, that one gets defined here in defect tracking. Okay. Companies try to follow open door policy. What do you mean by open door policy? In your college life, if you don't give respect to your lecturer, he will cut marks in your practicals. But that is not the case in your IT industry. Okay, so anybody can go to any level, can speak very easily. Okay, so that is nothing but like open door policy. Okay, anybody can go to anywhere and talk directly. Okay, even you can go to CEO and give some suggestions. Okay, okay, so your computer is not working, you cannot go to CEO and tell like your computer is not working, right? So you're going to CEO means with that kind of points you will go. You cannot go like your computer issue with CEO. Okay, so that is nothing but like communication. So if you are facing any of the issues, you will try to rectify yourself first. You try your level best. It's not rectifying, you can go to your colleague, there also you are not getting resolution, so you go to one level up like software engineer, they are also not getting resolved, senior software, there also prime manager, team lead also prime, like that. There is a some process, that is nothing but like communication. So under communication they will describe in detail like whenever you are performing your daily activities, if case you are facing issues, okay, for resolving, to whom you will communicate to, that is what gets defined here in communication. Status reporting, as a team member, which are the tasks you perform for today. If your priority is following like weekly, then weekly you will send your status to your team lead. Okay, so for sending out status, you should be having some standard template, that one will be shared by your team lead. Okay, if they are not following any standard, the way you feel comfortable, you can come up with one template and share it to your project manager, your team lead. Okay, that is nothing but like status reporting. So which are the tasks you performed, okay, so you will report it to your team lead, your team lead consolidate whole report and report it to your project manager. So this is nothing but like communication and status reporting. This is nothing but like your communication and status reporting. You are working for specific application means so many issues you may be facing. Okay, so many issues you may be facing. So there are those issues, they were categorized into two types: known issues and unknown issues. Known issues means you have to do performance testing for a specific application. So you have to do performance testing manually means 10,000 users, let us suppose you have to perform, that is what your requirement, your client requirement. Okay, you have to gather 10,000 computers, 10,000 persons you have to gather. Okay, one instructor will be there. Okay, instructor will instruct, okay, launch Internet Explorer, all people try to launch Internet Explorer. He will say instructor instructs enter gmail.com, all people enter. Okay, so click enter username, enter password, all people enters. Instructor instructs click on sign in button, the sign in button at a time all 1,000 people needs to be clicked, right? Someone may be sleeping, someone may be thinking something else, someone may be having egoism. Why he is saying why I have to follow, why I have to click. Okay, like that, so many things. It's not possible to perform click operation at a time, right? Okay. So in order to perform performance testing and load testing and stress testing means with the help of human beings means it's very difficult. So what is the resolution? You can go for like performance automation tool. Okay, performance tool you can go for automation, so you can test this kind of performance testing. Okay, so this is nothing but like known issue. Then what is unknown issue? Can you expect when your server go crash? Can you expect when your computer go up? Can you expect when people put sick leave, can you expect when people put resignation? So you're in the major release. Some people put sick leave, some people put resignation, or your application got crashed, your server got crashed. These all are nothing but like unexpected issues, right? Unknown issues. So how to resolve? So the resolution is along accordingly you have to plan. Depends on the situation. So what is your issue? Accordingly you have to plan it. Okay. So this is nothing but like risk and mitigation. Risk is nothing but like issue. Mitigation is nothing but resolution. Okay. So there are two types of issues: known issues and unknown issues. Okay. Accordingly you'll plan according. You'll plan. You take decision. Change and configuration management. This one I will explain you during automation front very detail. As of now you can remember like which all are the activities performing in your testing. Each and everything they will try to track somewhere. That one is nothing but like change and configuration management. What are the tasks you are performing with respect to testing? Not only testing, within an organization which are the tasks they are performing, each and everything they will track somewhere. That one you can consider as change and configuration management. Okay, so that one you can consider like change and configuration management. Automation and testing tools. Earlier you got one more, don't get confused. Test automation here. Test automation means what are the factors you will consider to go for automation, what is the approach, what is the strategy, what are the different things you will consider to go for automation. Okay, so that one you will get different here. Let us suppose you are decided to go for automation. Which are the tools you have to use? Okay, so here what are the functionality testing tools, what are the performance testing tools, what are the test management tools. Normally three types of tools you will come across. Even this one also I will be explaining in detail that day I am starting automation. So as of now you can remember like you have to go for automation means what are the factors you have to consider and what are the tools you will use for your project. What are the tools you are going to use for your application? Those one gets defined here in automation and testing tools. Training plan. For any of the project, even though you are having 20 years of experience, you get joined into another project means it needs to be trained. Okay, so that is nothing but like training plan. There are two types of training, internal and external. Internal means within your project who is having very good experience, those people may provide training. So that is nothing but like internal. Okay, who is having very good experience in this in your project, those people may provide training. That kind of training you can consider as internal training. External training means your client people may provide. So they may visit India or they may visit your location and may provide, or through online conferences also they may provide. Through online conferences also they may provide. Okay, so this is nothing but like training plan. This is nothing but like your test policy and test strategy. It's little bit difficult to, it's not like that much difficult, but only the thing is it's little bit difficult to remember different steps. So very high level you try to remember like test policy. What are the objectives, milestones and goals gets defined here in test policy. How to achieve those objectives, milestones, goals, okay, gets defined here in test policy, test strategy, sorry. Okay, so that is what if you remember, that is great as of now. I have unmuted. This is your time. You can ask me questions. Anybody having any questions? You are feeling difficulty or you are feeling easy? Hello? You are feeling easy or difficult? It's not at all difficult. That is very simple. Only the thing is testing 10th class student, if you provide training, he can do the job. Really, that much easy it is. But only the thing is you have to get the job, means it's little bit hectic. Okay, competition is too much. Okay, So but still if you work hard means you can get it up. Okay, so but if you'll be into manual testing means you'll get too much competition. Automation, if you practice well automation, okay, so then uh, yeah, the way of getting job, you'll get job very easily. Okay, so just try to practice well. Whenever you have questions you can come back to me. I can email you or call. Okay, so that is what you can follow. Testing is very easy. Okay, it's not at all difficult, but you don't take that much easy. Okay, so be prepared, be up to date. After a few days, once we finish our course, if you open, each and everything looks like history, really. Okay, once we finish course after 1 month, if you open your testing material, okay, so it looks like each and everything history. You doesn't understand anything, so please be up to date. Okay. Any more questions? Okay. Okay, then here we'll stop. Tomorrow we'll continue as usual. Okay, fine. So tomorrow most probably we can finish it up like uh, a test methodology, test plan, and life cycle models also we'll try to finish. You remember, right? So many life cycle models. We were covered just waterfall model and V model, right? Waterfall model, V model. So you have so many models. What I do is uh, we'll try to finish as much as possible like waterfall models also tomorrow. Okay. Okay, then that's my thanks for your time. Okay, see you, friend.